Hey guys, welcome to another Friday night unboxing. I've only got 3 boxes this time, but I hope it will still prove interesting. First up, I'll do this one down here. I actually know what this is because I got it off of eBay, but I won't say what it is till I get the box open. Should be is the remains of a Predicta Tandem TV cable, as you've seen me show in a bunch of videos. And you know, if you've been watching my restoration series on Tandem stuff, I've had lots of fun with these. In particular, I've got one where the end was kind of messed up. It looked like somebody did an ugly repair, and it was so bad I chopped it off. And I was going to rewire the end. And by end, I mean this end. I guess you'd call it the plug end. Well, when I examined it more closely, one of the pins was busted off, and they had fixed it with just like a nail or something, and it didn't make very good contact. And it was also kind of corroded because I guess the set had been near a fire. And I think some of the chemicals or whatever they used to put the fire out affected the cable. So at any rate, I saw this for sale on eBay, and wasn't too surprised that I was the only bidder. It was a little expensive, but I figure the time and effort it'll take me to fix up and rewire the other cable versus just buying this one was worth it. So yeah, it's filthy, but the pins look to be in decent condition, and they're all present. Whenever I see these things show busted on eBay, I figure what happened is they had the whole set and they sold it and they tried to ship it and it got destroyed in shipping. That's how I got my Bland Tandem base. That was a complete set, sold on eBay for quite a bit of money, destroyed in shipping. I got the remains for a fraction. In this case, it was probably the whole head unit was here, and this is all that's left. So this is the wooden base. All that's left is just the center portion. And here's a little control board. Here's the socket with the CRT will plug in, and I got a yoke. So I just wanted the cable really, but I got this extra bonus stuff. In case you're wondering what a complete intact one looks like, just happen to have one over here. Now this one is completely functional, good. I don't need to mess with this one. It's one in another room that I need to repair with this guy. Alright, so the question will be, do I cut off the end of this one and transplant this onto the other cable, or do I leave this all attached and transplant this cable onto the other CRT? Haven't decided yet. Alright, moving on to the next box. Okay, this next box is from Stephen King, one of my YouTube buddies. Check out his channel if you haven't already. And if you have, you may recall that he scored a whole bunch of vacuum tubes and test equipment and all kinds of fun stuff. Well, we got to talking and he asked me if I needed any tubes. And I said sure, and I named the most common ones from the late 40s black and white TVs they work on, like the 5V4 damper tube and 6SN7 dual triodes. And I believe he sent me 4 very nice 6SN7s. I think he has a TV7 tube tester, which is one of the best to get your hands on one. And that's what he tested them with. Yeah, this looks like a 6SN7 RCA. Oh, no, that's Philco. 6SN7 GTB. So, I am going to unpack these and test them. I guess I'll use my Cardmatic and see how that shows them, and maybe my 600A as well, because it's very unusual for 2 tube testers to test tubes the same, especially they're different models, different makes. And they haven't been calibrated recently. But as long as they test on the good and don't show shorts or leakage, secondary emission, and so on, I'm sure they will work out just fine. So thanks for that. I'll put a link to Steven's channel in the description for this video. I recommend you check it out. GE Jan, made in Canada, it's military. Jan joined Army Navy, CLRV 6S7 WGTA. The various extensions, GT, GTA, GTB, slightly different characteristics. But I believe the A and the B are superior and they'll always work in circuits that were designed for just the GT variation. I think they have higher plate voltage you can apply. Otherwise, characteristics. Mutual transconductance and biasing and so on. Of course, the filament voltage and current ratings and so on. Another Jan. This one's a 5692. But it says there's 6 essence I've written on hand. You know, there's alternate numbering schemes sometimes for other applications, like if they were rated for extended use. For example, a 6AU6 is also, I think, a 6186 or something like that. And I believe those are rated for use like in transoceanic cables with super long life. Pennsylvania. And this is another GTB. So, alright. That leaves one box. Alright, now for the last box. This one, I admit, was an impulse purchase off of eBay. Now and then, I will search for cathode ray tube, oscilloscope, CRT, and just peruse the offering. And this one kind of intrigued me. I definitely don't have one, but not just the type, but also the size. It should be a 9-inch, and all the ones I've got are smaller or bigger. And it comes with a little box, which is an extra nice touch. I believe it's war surplus. Looks like it. 90-50-15. Well, it certainly can't be 1990. It's got to be much older than that. Anyways, it's a 9LP7, which is 9-inch, and P7 is the radar type phosphor. Short persistence blue and long persistence yellow. Oh, that's interesting. Ancient label on top. It says Radio Shack. Too bad it's not all here. This is the seller I got it from. From Radio Shack 167 Washington, Boston, and something. Huh, I wish the rest of it was there. I was curious, why would Radio Shack be selling something like this? Unless maybe way back in the day they sold surplus stuff. I guess I'll just have to deal with all these peanuts as usual and just dump them out to get that tube out. Yes, indeed, under that sea of peanuts, there is a cathode ray tube, and it's not broken. At least I don't think it's broken. I think I wonder if that's the original box. I mean, it's the right size, but clearly it's been repacked and relabeled maybe multiple times. I was just saying, I don't have use for this. It won't fit into anything I have. Magnetic deflection and similar voltage to a TV, but the base is different. So I couldn't just plop it into one of my black and white TVs. I'll make an adapter. Also, the deflection angle is a bit different. As you can see, it's quite short compared to the 10-inch CRTs. But it's kind of why I wanted it. It's a rather unusual shape. That kind of bump in the neck there, and high voltage connector sticks out. The U.S. Navy. I'm pretty sure that's what the U.S. anchor means. It's got a GL number. Interesting. 9LP7. Because I also have a GL numbered CRT that I'm going to be using in my RCA 621 at some point. And there it is. And this is so common for CRTs from the 40s. It has a couple bubbles in the face. It was just acceptable back then. Acceptable defects. I'm going to turn off the overhead lights, and you'll see that by doing that I'm leaving an imprint on the phosphor. So as you can see, if I shine a bright light on it while I'm blocking part of it with my hand, it makes a pattern. It's for long persistence phosphor, absorbing some of the light energy and then re-radiating it. I was getting ready to repack the CRT when I noticed something. Inside, under all those peanuts, were a couple pieces of cardboard, and I guess whoever packed this up didn't realize what they were supposed to do with these. If you fit them together, like so, it will cradle the CRT nicely. And actually a lot of CRTs, especially the smaller ones, are supposed to be shipped with the face up. Typically like scope CRTs, electrostatic ones. The reason for that is if any of the elements break loose or a little bit of debris breaks loose inside, it won't scratch up the phosphor. When the pincher tubes got larger and larger, they're so much heavier in the front, they switched to shipping them with the face down, I believe. But, anyways, that works so well, you really don't need all this foam peanuts and all that. It's just a waste, because this is really all you need. That's how they ship these. Just this cross bracing. Fits in the box neatly. And that's all you need for shipping, really. And then there'd be usually a piece of Excelsior, which is really soft material that would cover the faceplate to protect it. Something like this. This I doubt is the original. This is tissue paper, but it's pretty close. That's all you need. If you wanted to ship one of these, that would be pretty good right there. Go anywhere. All right. So the last thing I want to do is test the 6S on 7s and see how they check out. While I was cleaning up all the foam peanut debris, I found the other half of the label. So, it's not all here, but from Radio Shack Corp. 167 Washington Street, Boston, 8, Maryland, I assume. Special rush order. Number of packages 3, so there must have been other stuff to it. And there's a date, 1955. So I don't know who ordered this or what Radio Shack had to do with it, or if that's the same as the Radio Shack that exists now. Who knows? Alright, I'm testing the 6S and 7s now with my Cardmatic 121. Got the first one in. And let's see, no gas, no leakage. And yep, It's well into the good. Check the other half of it. Yep, it's very good as well. Something about these testers, I've talked about this a few times before, is these are designed really specifically for TV and radio tubes from the late 40s through the 50s. And you select the card for your tube, you pop it in, and it automatically checks for all the shorts. You don't have to flip a switch for all the shorts positions. And if there was any leakage, this needle would move up before I push any buttons. So just put in the card, pop in the tube, and it automatically does a whole bunch of tests without me having to do anything. The only ones you have to push buttons for are gas and the quality. And this is a dynamic mutual transconductance tester. It's not just an emission type tester. Alright, so that one is good. On to Sylvania. Here is the fourth and final 6S and 7, and like the previous three, it tests just fine. So, thanks for the donation of the tubes, and that is the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this look at some of my latest finds.